Welcome back to Grammar Grade 7. This is Unit 1, Lesson 4. Up to now, each sentence we've worked with had a single subject and a single predicate. Today, we let them double up. We'll explore compound subjects and compound predicates and see how the small joining words and, or, and but tie them together. Let's get into it. Let's begin with a quick reminder. Most of the sentences you've written have one subject and one verb. Take this one. Ben sang. Ben is the subject, the one the sentence is about, and sang is the verb, what he did. Clean and simple. But a sentence isn't limited to just one of each. It can hold more than one subject, or it can hold more than one verb. When a part doubles up like that, we call it compound. Let's meet both kinds. First up, the compound subject. A compound subject is two or more subjects that share the exact same predicate. Here's one. Tomatoes and peppers grow in our garden. Ask yourself, what grows? Tomatoes and peppers. That's two subjects sitting side by side at the front. Yet there's only one predicate, grow in our garden, and both subjects share it. The word holding them together is and. That, right there, is a compound subject. Now let's turn it inside out. A compound predicate is two or more verbs that share the exact same subject. Listen. The river bends and widens near the bridge. What is the sentence about? The river, just one subject. But watch what it does. It bends and it widens. That's two verbs, tied together once again by and. One doer performing two actions. That's a compound predicate. Let's slow down on those joining words because each one carries its own flavor. And piles things together, like thunder and lightning, or lays out a choice, like Friday or Saturday. And but signals a contrast, a little twist, like tired but happy. They may feel different, but they all do the same grammar job. They link the two parts, whether those parts are subjects or verbs. Notice one of these words, and a compound is usually nearby. Here's a neat twist to keep in mind. A single sentence can carry both at once. Anna and Theo studied, but skipped lunch. Look at the front. Anna and Theo. That's two subjects, a compound subject. Now look at the action, studied, but skipped. That's two verbs, a compound predicate. Two subjects and two verbs, packed into the very same sentence. When that happens, the answer is simply both. Here's why this matters when you write. Compound parts let you fold short, repetitive sentences into one. Picture these two. The wind howled. The wind rattled the windows. Saying the wind twice feels choppy, doesn't it? With a compound predicate, you can join them. The wind howled and rattled the windows. Same meaning, one smooth sentence, and the subject only shows up once. That's the everyday power of compounds. So how do you sort them out every single time? You count. Count the subjects, then count the verbs. Two subjects but only one verb means a compound subject. One subject but two verbs means a compound predicate. And if you spot two of each, two subjects and two verbs, then the answer is both. Count the subjects, count the verbs, and let the numbers decide. Ready to practice together? In this first set, count the subjects and count the verbs, then decide. Compound subject, compound predicate, or both. Pause the video and try each one yourself before I give the answer. Marcus and Diego join the team. Count the subjects. Marcus and Diego, that's two. Now count the verbs. Joined, just one. Two subjects, one verb. So the answer is compound subject. The kitten stretched and yawned. Count the subjects. Just the kitten, that's 1. Now count the verbs. Stretched and yawned, that's 2. 1 subject, 2 verbs. So the answer is compound predicate. Priya and Sam laughed and cheered. Count the subjects. Priya and Sam, that's 2. Count the verbs. Laughed and cheered, that's 2 as well. 2 of each. So the answer is both. 3 more to go. Same plan. Count the subjects, count the verbs, then choose compound subject, compound predicate, or both. Pause and try each one first. Coffee or tea comes with breakfast. Count the subjects. Coffee and tea, that's 2, joined this time by or. Count the verbs. Comes, just 1. 2 subjects, 1 verb. So the answer is compound subject. The old engine sputtered but started. Count the subjects. Just the engine, that's 1. Count the verbs. Sputtered and started, that's 2, joined by but. 1 subject, 2 verbs. So the answer is compound predicate. The teachers and students planned and decorated the gym. Count the subjects. Teachers and students, that's 2. Count the verbs. Planned and decorated, that's 2. 2 of each. So the answer is both. Let's pull it all together. A compound subject is 2 or more subjects that share 1 predicate, joined by and, or but. A compound predicate is 2 or more verbs that share 1 subject, joined the very same way. And a single sentence can hold both at once. Whenever you're unsure, just count. Count the subjects, count the verbs, and let the numbers tell you which one it is. Nice work today, and I'll see you in the next lesson.